Alright, so I'm on this some mod, I think it's called Xander's Aid, and there's a little settlement you can build in. It's quite a good mod. I might do a review at some point. It's a great big area you get to discover. But I'm just doing a bit of build basically, just trying to work on my build videos. But yeah, so I wanted to go with a different sort of floor plan to what I normally go for. Nothing too square or so. Yeah, trouble with this place, the weather is terrible in this sort of like a bio cube. It's like an underground get and created place. But yeah, the weather's horrible. It's like really, really bad, misty, sort of stormy weather. Quite often just comes out of nowhere, and it even affects indoors as well. So yeah, I wanted to raise it off the ground a bit because I'm fed up with grass coming through the bottom of your buildings. It's really annoying. And then I had to basically get it in place. But I wanted to go for a different shape this time. I've been inspired by watching some of Nate's videos. He does some interesting shapes on his. He's got the Place Everywhere tab, which makes it. It's probably quite helpful for making odd shaped buildings. But I thought I saw what I could do with just the normal, without that mod. Yeah, so it took me forever to do this build actually. So I've clopped it down as much as I can. So hopefully it's not too long and boring, and then I do a little walk through the tour afterwards. Yeah. So basically I decided to make this, I'm going to make a 3-in-1 shop basically. So it's going to be the one-stop shop for your weapons, your armour and your general store. It's just a matter of trying not to duplicate the textures too much. And I thought I'd get the roof floor on this level, so I've got something to work with, and then a ladder to go up to the next level. This ladder became the bane of my life on this build at one point. I moved something to move something else, and then that wouldn't go back in. Then I had to move something else to try and get that back in. Then I had to move something else to try and get something else in that I'd already moved to get that in, and it was just basically a disaster of epic proportions. But yeah, you'll see that later on. Right. I'm quite pleased with this build in the end actually. I quite like it. It's an interesting shape, bit different, but yeah, I quite like it. Right, sometimes getting up to the next level can be a pain with ladders, because if you use the base ladder, it takes up a whole square of floor and it's kind of annoying. So it's always a bit of a mission to try and think of different ways to get up onto the roof. Sometimes I have the next level, you have to go outside to get up to the roof. It's not very good. So it's always try to keep the ladder inside the house if possible. Like these, I've got problems with these on this playthrough. For some reason, once I've placed them, I can't move them. So wherever they're placed is where they have to stay. So I mean, I can sometimes concrete pillar glitch them in, but they're not too bad where they are. And I use gate posts from the wooden fence tab. I quite like them. They're quite forgiving in their placement. You can place it down and you can, what I call, nerdle them into place. You sort of put them down and you can nerdle them slightly. So, I'm not sure if nerdling is a word, but yeah, if you look at the base of them, it's easier to move them. But you have to judge it. It's like a bit here, a little bit there, move it over, nerdle it this way a little bit, nerdle it that way a little bit until you're all nerdling good. Right. Yeah, so one on each side. I think they're interesting looking posts. I think they look nicer than the barn tabs wooden pillars. They're too square, and you can pillar glitch or rug mat them into place as well. This also can be done. Right. Yeah, then another one's taken out this way, and this one went through the front wall slightly, so I didn't have to put any pillar on it as well. It looked like it was already supported. Right, then there's another thing, these little half walls I have to place correct first time, otherwise it won't let me move them. So if I get them wrong, I have to restore them and then get them out again. But I wanted to have another little door, little side door here. So again, first I fill in this little half wall, and then next to it I was going to make another door, because it's nice to make your own doors sometimes, and like little steps first of all. And again, I use the wooden pillars, the wooden fence posts. They kind of make a good door jamb, like a good door frame. So I sort of nerdled them in the side till they were. So I pop it in and then move it. Nerdle, over you go. Come on, play nice. It can take a long time actually. Sometimes it takes a long time to get these things right. And these ones do sink into the ground a bit, but if you've got them slightly glitching through something, it normally makes them stand up properly, but not always. So just trial and error. Basically trial and error of everything you do. All building It's all fun, all fun and games. Right, so they make a nice frame for the door, as far as I'm concerned. Look pretty decent, good enough height for the door. And there's quite a cool door in the doors tab, which allows you to you haven't got to click it into a door frame. Basically, it's not this one. It's a nice, like, metally looking door, really kind of rough and ready looking, and I quite like it actually. I think it's a pretty decent door. That one, it's kind of like really worn metal. You can rug glitch into place, or quite often it will just go, normally into place. I thought I chose to rug glitch it on this one. It's just a matter of getting it in so it looks cool. I don't show you in the video, but after this I put a concrete pillar glitch, tiny bit of wooden fence above it, and as far as I'm concerned, it looks really cool. There you go. That looks pretty good. That looks like a proper little door frame there. I am more than happy with that. That hinge looks close enough. Yeah, let's work on some roofs. So I like to calculate where the water's going to run off. Oh no, so this is later on when I did the top roof, but that's something I always try to think about. Oh yeah, I couldn't fit a roof in this gap here, so I just went with flooring above it. That was above the door anyway, and later on I put the little wooden fence above it to make it more windproof, I suppose. Look, right there. So this just common floor. So basically, it's three shops in here and 3 bedrooms, but they're all going to be kind of together. Because I decided that the 3 people were family. So you got a sister and 2 brothers running this little shopping complex. Right, but as I say, it's all kind of made up on the fly, as I always do. Don't know what I'm going to do until it's done, really. Sometimes it's necessitated by what it lets you do in game. Sometimes you just force things into place, or you just come up with something as you go along. Like I decided to make a little balcony on the side that I hadn't planned when I was doing it. But yeah, a little bit of trouble here because this didn't want to fit into place, so I'll put it in later on. Basically, I leave it there for now and think, I must go back and put that in properly in a minute. And eventually I do. Another annoyance is when I first built it, the 3 shopkeepers were manning their stations quite diligently, but subsequently going back, they keep going on the roof all the time. Why is it they keep going on the roof in this game? I think I might have to build stairs to every single roof in every settlement that I build, so that here the water runoff was going onto the stairs there, so I've made it so the slope was going the other way, so it's going to run off in that direction. Right. Sometimes you have to move where you are to. There you go. So the water is running off the side of the building, not pooling in the middle or anything like that. That's the idea anyway. Right, and this roof, these flat roofs quite often overlap nicely, which it does there. So that's good. That's that all sorted out. Right, then I saw that little side bit there was sticking out a little bit of roof, and I thought, well, I might not make a little tiny balcony there. So I moved these 2 bits of wall around. So I thought the wooden beam would go in better. The flooring, but it wouldn't, so I took out the wall and then it went in nicely. There you go. Right, now fill in a couple of little half walls in the little gaps to get your basic building integrity up to scratch. And then I've got to work out how people are going to get out onto the balcony. So I started using these chain link fence gates. They're quite good. There's no reason you can't, use them inside. They look quite effective actually. I did them in another settlement recently. I was using them as like to sort of close off guard posts kind of thing. My idea being that if someone storms the guard post, maybe they put a padlock on the chain link fence so they can't get through kind of thing. I have all these silly ideas and silly thoughts when I'm doing my builds. Right, so yeah, these chain link fences, they kind of sink into the ground a bit when you use them indoors, so you've got to use the concrete pillar glitch to get them at the right height. I was quite pleased with this initially, but then I found out it was, when I opened the gate, it was zipping into the wall a bit, so I had to do a bit of rearrangement to get it, how I wanted it. So it's up to you how fussy you want to be about things. So that looks fine, opening up there, opens up cool. Right, a little bit of trouble getting one of the side fences on, so I had to put a bit of flooring down and then concrete pillar glitch it into place. I'm useless at getting things finely tuned. You have to go all sorts of kind of weird angles to be able to get things in place. Yeah, there you are. So that's what that'll do. Job done. And I'll check the door out. It looks like it opens fine at that point. But later on, I put one of those gate wooden fence posts in as like a roof support, and it clips straight through it, so I had to move the gate so it didn't do that. Right, beds for everybody. Got to sleep somewhere. Lovely comfy beddy bings. Yeah, I think I ran out of steel actually, that's why they went on the floor. Mattresses on the floor, they're good enough. Right, and then positions, that's the standard shopkeeper, the general trader, there's the weapon, so the armour dude. And then over in the corner, the other corner, we have the weapons lady. So I think it's Sebastian on the general store, Jace on armour, and Lola on weapons. Because I've got that Don't Call Me Settler mod, which is awesome, gives you names for the settlers. Right, now this is where it all turned into crap. I thought, right, I don't want these stairs just being open like this, so I'll wall them in. Like the barn wall wouldn't fit in the gap because there's other bits in the way there, so I had to concrete pillar it in, which is not a problem. And then I thought, well, it's not quite high enough. I know what I do. I'll put some little fences on top of it, so it looks like it's a bit higher and give a bit more protection from the elements or from anyone shooting at them from outside as they're going up the steps, whatever. Yeah, and it took me forever. See, you notice there the ladder has changed. I had to destroy half the house to get that ladder back in again after I put this in there. Yeah, I should have just done it this way in the first place. Pillar glitched it in, but I did some other system, and yes, it was not good for me. Yeah, that's a good point there. If you're moving something, to make sure it clips back into place, do a quick test to make sure it clips back to where it's got to go back to. Otherwise, don't take it out. Otherwise, you are asking for disaster. Right. Yeah, as you see, I had to put that back into the store because it wasn't quite right. Right, now concrete pillar in place. The concrete pillar is your friend. Yeah, and a bit more support on this balcony as well. Took me quite a while to get this in place and decide how I wanted to do it. Actually, I didn't like the blockiness of the barn pillar. I thought, nah, I don't like that. I'm going to use the gate post. Also, it was shot for the floor as well. Actually, then I decided to go for these gate posts. I put two of them together. It looks a bit more of a sturdy support. So I popped those in place. Yeah, and that'll do. Jobs are good as far as I'm concerned. And then I used them as like little supports between the floor and the balcony. And the roof. Took bloody forever to get these in because yeah, I had to use all my little skills, all my nerdling skills to get them into proper place from all different angles till I finally got it. It must have been about half an hour at least for each one of these pillars to get it in. I should have just I suppose I could have done it quicker with the concrete pillar and the mat, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just like, I will not be beaten by you, you stupid game mechanic. I will make you work. So I did all my little nerdling technique and my little spinning technique, and I do a little thing where I do a little step, like a little half step, and sometimes it flashes up yellow, and you have got to be quick on the X button to make it get into place. See it there, it flickered, and I got it, yes! But later on that one turned out to be in the way of the metal gate, so I had to move the metal gate. But it's alright, it all came up good in the end, and no complaining. Complaining not a word, complaining either. Right, yeah, so you can see this one here. I've cut this down significantly to how long it actually took me to get it in. You see the little stuttery bits, so I do a little half, sort of, as if I'm about to take a step, and sometimes it'll flash up yellow or whatever colour it is in your game, and you press X if you've got to be quick on the mark to get it in. Doesn't always work. I got it to work though, for probably the smallest balcony in the Commonwealth. It might have been an idea to make the gate open inwardsly actually, but I thought, make it open outwards because it hasn't got much living room inside. And this is alright for, there's one little chair I put out here, one little chair, bottle of whiskey, tiny little table. They'd probably come out here for a little drink and a smoke, but then you see that pillar, it was like, no, after all that work, it's blocking my blinking gate. And I suppose 95% of the people just forget about that, but I ended up moving it, so it was I don't show you me doing that though. That's just a little look at it before it's decorated. And I'm going to show you the rest of the settlement, and then I'm going to show you the final decorated part of it. Right, so obviously some of this is already here. Right, this building here was the destroyed building. There was a little bit built on it, but I've kind of completely invested. The right hand side of this building was already extant in the game, in the mod rather. And I'll put a link to the mod in the description. hopefully. But then I decided to tack on a little bit more building and make this is my diner basically. I've got two food and drink salesmen at this place because I thought I'd have one inside who's supposed to be like the cook and one standing here like a waitress. She stands outside on one of those mats that come with one of the building mods. Yeah, I kind of overdressed her a bit. She's wearing a sequin dress, but I thought, yeah, whatever. Yeah, this is yeah. It's got a pier floor as a roof with some plywood on top of it. Yeah, it looks quite good. Nice and scrappy, all kind of bits stuffed in there. Bit of support, bit of decoration. Like this is most of this roof I had to change and put in myself, and I finally got a use for those little corner missing bits on a roof. I was so happy. And this side is held up on this roof with a few breeze blocks, as you can see there. Yeah, and there's the plywood on top of the pier floor as a roof. I think it makes a bloody effective roof actually, and looks pretty good. Probably better than some of the ones that you actually get in the game. Yeah, so I've been using that technique a little bit lately. There's another kind of wooden flooring bit that you can put plywood on to make an effective roof as well. Well, I ignore this building because this is all what's already in the game. And as we can see, one of the guys is on the roof. He should be selling weapons. No, he should be the trader, but he's selling woods. Right, so this is Cox 3-in-1. This is the name of the shop. The Cox family own this shop. If you've got a hole in your supply needs, the Cox will fill it. Yeah. That's their catchphrase. That's their sales jargon. If there was advertising going on, that would be their tagline on their adverts. Cox 3-in-1. Fills any hole in your supply needs. Right, yeah. So not too bad looking. I didn't put any decoration outside. I was thinking to toying with what can I put outside, but I thought nah, it's fine. It's got a signpost there. This is a guard post here. This little chair is actually a guard post, which is quite nice. So this is their guard. See what I did to the door? I put that bit of wood. It took me quite a while. 2 concrete pillars and a rug, I think, to get that in. And that was just 2 concrete pillars. But I think it's really snug, that door. Possibility it might be clipping ever so slightly through the bottom, but you can't really notice it. But I changed the front entrance as well. Made that a little bit more nicer. Yeah, and here we have the shop. We've got the old do-it-yourself, which is a bloody godsend. Best mod, one of the best mods ever, got to say. So helpful. Right, there's Jace. He's my armour smith. The weapons, the lady's standing behind him. That's Lola, but she's not manning her station. Lola, you're letting me down. Suppose I wanted to buy a gun. You're not in your place. But yeah, you see, I quite like this. I'm quite happy with this build, to be honest. Quite happy indeed with how it came out. And I did a little. I wasn't sure what to do behind the stairs. I thought about making a doorway behind the stairs and like sort of storage stuff underneath it. I thought no, because the doors are quite annoying. I could have made another door like this. It's quite good. It's toss possibility of a tiny titchy bit of clipping through the bottom of it, but it's so small if it is. So I'm really think that's a bloody decent door. And if you don't like that door, then you're no friend of mine. Right, and behind here, so what I did rather than the storage, I put a safe. So behind those shelves, there's a safe stuck in the wall there. So obviously they just put all their most important stuff inside there. Yeah, you can see it behind there. Right, then up the stairs, the first balcony, because there's a lot of water around here. Obviously there's fishing. I dare say people pay them in fish if they've got no bottle caps. I bunged a barn door as a door on this side. Right, you got a little hunting rack there, for skinning, for making leathers. So as the armour smith probably makes his own leather. Right, and then inside, each person's got a little square to themselves, so they're kind of like communal as well. They're a good family, they get on all right. So each has got their own little bed. Over on this side, this is Lola's bunk. She likes cats, obviously. Who doesn't like a cat? Especially a cat in a spacesuit. She's got a hairbrush there. She's got a toothbrush on top of a little packet of cram. But she's also got quite a lot of booze on her side as well. Booze and books. That's her downtime. Right, then on this side, yep, cats again. Cox loves cats. Cox love pussies. Oh dear. trust me, I didn't have that for that line plan that just came out. Right, yeah. So and here's the little balcony. Here's a tiny little balcony, and dog meat gets in my way when I walk out here, so you can't get. Yeah, yes, right. I made it so it clips. It doesn't. I think there's a tiny bit of clipping at the bottom left corner, but I thought, nah, sorry, that'll do. I don't care. Right, and dog meat gets in the way, but there's just a tiny little seat there, a little table, and a little bottle of whiskey down there on the floor next to the pot plant. So yeah, they can sit out here of an evening, perhaps have a little smoke, little slug of whiskey. And I come up here to see Sebastian, who should be manning this trader post. And I think I kick him off the roof because I'm like, get to your bloody work. I don't know how dog meat got up here. Must have flown. So yeah, quite happy with this. I don't mind the little bits of overhang like that door there. It doesn't bother me. Right, yes, I kick Sebastian off the roof. So get to your bloody post, man. And I think he goes straight back off on the roof again because he's a twerp. Right, yeah, Cox 3 in 1. If you have a hole in your supply needs, the Cox will fill it. And here we go. Here's a little. I've built this right myself. So, a little rowing boat for going out on the water, doing a bit of lobster catching or crab catching or oysters or whatever it is they're catching, crayfish. There's a little walkway around here so they can do any repairs that need to be done on the water purifier. Toolbox. Nice rickety old bridge. Yeah, a bit of fishing equipment, bit of storage there. I love those fences out of the Nuka World dry rock gulch, is it? Right, now this building here, basically it's all messed up, so I've done my best to put it not exactly into its former glory, but at least as a usable building. Quite a big building. This is the first thing I built in this area. It's alright. I could have done with some more decorating, but I think I was running out of materials here because you've got no supply line. So yeah, but I think I might be running out of size as well, actually. Build limit. Yeah. So yeah, got protection around outside. Things the walls are fairly well put together, I reckon, to make it habitable. Yeah, but not much in the way of decoration. And I think I put this little side bit on as well. I did this little side bit. I was going to put some building kind of stuff in here. I was going to put some crafting things, but I never got around to it. Oh, I might have run out of space on my build limit. But yeah, this is a bit too open plan, this bottom floor, actually. Maybe I should do a little bit more. What I've been doing in some of my places now is like slightly walling off people's individual rooms a bit to give them a bit of privacy. But yeah, I didn't do it on this bottom level. Right. I probably or up here actually. A little bit of storage on the side. I quite like that little storage bit by the side the wall there. Right, it's quite a little bit uneven on the floor as well. You've kind of got two levels. Just the way it came when I was trying to glitch into what was already in place, I ended up having a slight step about midway into the building. Yeah. Right, there's a little roof of the side bit, and then you've got stairs going up to the roof as well. Yeah, plywood floor in here. I had to put that in place. Took quite a while. Right, then up to the roof. You can see the little step up there where the building's got a slight different level. Right, then there's just a little guard post up here as well, just to look out over this direction. So yeah, look out over the settlement. Anyway, that's it. Hope this wasn't too long and boring for you. Leave a comment, subscribe if you like, whatever. It's all good. Cheers for watching. I will be doing some more videos probably because I kind of like it.